My boyfriend is destroying everything I love because I spend too much time on them. My final straw was when he threatened to harm my dog. This is honestly the weirdest thing I've ever experienced, and I have no idea what to do. So I F21 have a lot of hobbies. I'm sort of what you might call a hobby collector lol. But my top ones right now are running training for a marathon, baking, reading, and doing something called junk journaling. Not sure if anyone is familiar with them. Specifically, reading is something I've been doing since I was a young teenager. This started about 6 months ago, when I saw that several of my old books were dog-eared, which I don't do to my books. I asked my boyfriend if he had read them, which I would be totally fine with, but he insisted he hadn't touched them. Odd, but whatever. Then after that, I literally could never find my running shoes. I bought a rather expensive pair and keep them separate from my other shoes because I'm a nurse and my hospital shoes are nasty. But the running shoes I could never find. They would always turn up days later though, somewhere I definitely hadn't put them. Again odd, but whatever. And then my journal got completely destroyed. Somehow, it was left outside in our garage, where it is known to leak when it rains. It didn't necessarily get water damaged, but the moisture made all my pages peel up and practically leave 28 pages ruined. The pages take me over an hour each, and I'm quite proud of them. 28 plus hours of my artwork are ruined. This is so stupid, but I genuinely started to believe the house was haunted. I did shed a few tears over my journal, and my boyfriend rolled his eyes at that, but he helped me glue them all back down and salvage as much as possible. I had a fleeting thought that he put out there, but it was honestly so weird that I was like, why would he? Then it was back to my books. I have a huge bookshelf with about 200 plus books because I read them daily. I started to notice that, one by one, they were effing disappearing, like straight up gone. I searched every corner of the house and could not find them. I even texted all 3 of my sisters, my brother, and my boyfriend's sister, asking if they had borrowed any and didn't tell me. They all said they hadn't. My boyfriend's sister borrows my books often, but she always asks and insists she doesn't have any. When this happened, I was like, what the F? And then it was my baking. I could never find my mixers, my baking sheets, or anything else whenever I wanted to bake. The final straw, though, was when I found my KitchenAid mixer broken. It literally just would not turn on. And if you don't know, those things are expensive. I straight up asked him, did you do this? Like, why has all my SHT broken or been lost recently? He finally admitted to purposely hiding or breaking my things because my hobbies annoy him. I'm not going to lie, I exploded. I told him he was a weirdo for touching my stuff, and that it was honestly so strange to do this as an adult. He proceeded to defend himself, saying that I was spending more time on my made-up hobbies than with him, and this was the only way to make me focus on our relationship again, which, for context, isn't true at all. We still have a great relationship, as I thought. We go on dates twice a week. We have sex regularly, and we get along with each other's families and friends. Like, I'm so confused. We've been together for 2 whole years. I love him so much, and other than this odd behavior, he's so good to me. After that argument, I was genuinely so distraught that I left the house and went to my sister's house, who lived together. They also agreed that it was the oddest thing in the world. The icing on the effing cake, when I got home this morning, was that he threw out all of my SHD. Cut the soles out of running shoes, cut the laces, threw out my Apple Watch, destroyed the baking things, cut the silicone molds, and opened the box that all my missing books were in the effing dumpster with all of my other journal supplies. The journal he helped me fix was torn to shreds. I genuinely started to sob. I know it sounds dumb and overly dramatic, but I genuinely worked so hard on my journal that it made me cry. Literally hundreds of dollars, and some of my favorite books are in the trash. Money spent on baking supplies, which I used to bake for my baby cousin's elementary school, is ruined. I just don't understand what is wrong with him. He's never been like this before, ever. I'm genuinely so confused about what has gotten into him. What do I do? What has gotten into him? Is it something else he could be projecting? I'm genuinely so confused. Update. I'm not still there. I'm with my sisters, deciding what I need to do next. Thank you everyone for the comments and help. I am really, really grateful for it. Another update. A few people have messaged me to let me know that my post has been posted on TikTok on one of the Reddit story things. My boyfriend is active on TikTok, and if he sees it, this will be a million times worse. I don't know what to do about that either. I'm just digging myself deeper holes now. And also, I know everyone is very concerned about my pup. But they also say, do not go alone. I don't know which is worse, leaving her there or going alone to get her tonight. There is another post with a complete update. I'm short. I am okay. Relevant comments. D+++. The most dangerous time in a relationship with a mentally ill officer is when you leave. So make your plan carefully to be sure you've already taken what you need out of the house. Have a place to go that he won't think of, so no parents or best friends. Then, if he does find you, call the police and consider getting a restraining order. When someone is this openly ill, you can't reason with them or hope for them to magically change. So save yourself. OP. I'm just so distraught. He had never displayed this type of behavior before. Ever. Kiki Caliver. He's an awesome RC hole. Leave him. You deserve someone who encourages you and celebrates your interests. OP. And the thing is, up until like 6 months ago, he literally always would. I even got him to read some of my favorite books. I'm just so confused about what snapped for him. It's so weird, and it genuinely scares me. Orange Ekrishist. Yo, that was just him faking. This Ossive SHT is the real him. Ossers will pretend to be normal, but normal people don't pretend to be ossers, unless they actually are. OP. Yeah, I just can't believe he was able to act normal for a year and a half. I literally never expected something like this from him. It's so hard to leave someone because they hate your hobbies. It's so odd. Edit. Longer than a year and a half, because we knew each other for a year prior to dating. Diagonesque. It breaks my heart for you that you think you're being overdramatic about this. This man knew exactly how to hurt you the most, and he did it repeatedly. What you need to do is end this relationship. OP. I mean, I understand. I just really don't want to. We've been together for 2 years. He's never done something like this before. It's so upsetting. Dagonesque. It's going to be a lot to process, and that's okay. But unless your boyfriend is having some extended mental health crisis, this is likely just a part of him that was always going to surface eventually. And on the off chance that he is having a mental health crisis, that still wouldn't excuse lying to you for months, making you feel crazy, and then violently destroying your property. Sometimes we just don't get closure in SHTTY situations, unfortunately. OP. Yeah, that's true. I don't know that he's having a mental health crisis. He was pretty certain when he was literally destroying my things. I just felt so scared, like I never could have imagined he would do this. We were literally talking about getting married the other day. 2 whole effing years for him to do this over some books and a marathon. So strange. I just don't know it. Update. An update to my post on relationship advice. My boyfriend M23 secretly destroyed my M22 hobbies because he was jealous of me spending more time with them instead of him. I'm not sure why I can't post the update on the actual sub, but I'll post it here for anyone who is curious. Thank you for all your advice yesterday. A lot of people were very concerned for me, and that is honestly mind-blowing. If all you want is to know that I am okay, I am. I decided last night that I really needed to go get my dog, as a lot of people said that he was going to hurt her, or even unalive her when I wouldn't come back. I didn't tell him I was coming. I just went with my sister and let myself in with my key. He was upstairs, but came down immediately, apologizing, begging me to just talk, telling me I was overreacting, and all that. I just ignored him and grabbed my puppy. I told him I was taking her and my few things, and that I would be back later tomorrow, as in today, with my other sisters and brother to collect my things. I told him that if he touched any more of my stuff, I was going to take him to the small claims court like all of you suggested, and honestly, I was considering it now for everything he did prior. He was so stricken, and I could tell he started to get mad at that point. I ran around the house to collect my few really important things: passport, laptop, and work badge. He followed me around the whole time, just begging me to give him another chance. I just ignored him. My sister took pictures of the things that were still destroyed. He put them all in our hallway closet for some odd effing reason. I didn't tell him I was going to file a police report, which is why I think when my sister started to get snappy when we were leaving, calling him a few mean names, he shoved her out of the doorway she was standing in. She fell, and she wasn't hurt or anything, but it really proved things for me. He was willing to shove my innocent sister over a few words, and he will definitely do worse to me. He probably would have done worse to me if I came alone. We just immediately left after that and took my dog and my stuff back to my sister's. She helped me contact the police, and we have a report started, all the things he destroyed of mine, the texts admitting to it, the texts threatening me, the text saying he would have never hurt our dog, but if it had gotten me there, he would have done it, that he would do anything to get me back, and the small scrape my sister had on her hand when she fell. They asked if she wanted to press charges for the shove, but she said no for now. The officer was really nice, and he told me to write down everything that he broke and the prices. He said it might add up to a felony charge, if that's the route I wanted to take with him. I'm not sure it is, but at least it's there. That was last night. This afternoon, my brother and our friend another man are going to take me back to the house to pack up most of what I can. I told my sister to tell my ex-boyfriend over text that we suggested he be gone from the house for a few hours. He responded to my sister with just horrid things about me. He called me names that I never would have expected from him, telling her about all the intimate details of our relationship. He told her about my termination of the pregnancy, which she hadn't known. He said he wishes he had never met me. My brother is urging me to try and file a restraining order. And for those of you concerned that he was stalking me or tracking me, I had my brother check everything, and he said it all looks fine. So at least there is that. I'm not concerned that he will try to hurt me or anything else when I go back to the house. Like I said, I'm going to go with my brother and a friend, both ex-military. I'm going to stay with two of my sisters until I figure my SHT out. My brother is insisting on staying with us, at least for a few days while everything settles. I thought I was overreacting, but I think my brother honestly might be. I'm mourning the loss of my 2-year relationship with a man who I thought was the love of my life. A man I lived with and trusted wholeheartedly. But I don't know what happened, but he just isn't that man anymore. I think in some ways he never was. My sister made me think back on the past 2 years, and I can name at least a dozen things he did to subtly control me, or try to. The most terrifying part is that if I didn't have the weird urge to post here, I probably would have let him convince me to forgive him. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I hope no one ever has to experience something similar. Although, as I know now, this is far from rare. Thank you for watching the video.